Well, Growers Edge, I think, has made us more money by allowing me to survey the local bids that I'm in the area that I want to sell my grain. The local elevators and the ethanol plants know that this information is out there, so they've got to be competitive if they want to get the grain. You know, we've been able to maximize our return on our farm.
Good afternoon, welcome to GrainTV. It's August 12th, 2013. I'm Logan Burgess. Joining me to my right here is Cody Bills to help break down the action from today's USDA WASDE and crop production report. First, let's jump into fire tip and see how the grain market reacted to those numbers in Chicago. As you can see, quite a bit of strength across the board. We saw new crop corn up 10 3/4, new crop beans picking up 43 cents, and a relatively more quiet day in terms of the wheat complex. Chicago wheat up just a penny and a half, Kansas City wheat up 3. Cody, first off here, looking at corn, what did we see today and kind of break down the action that we saw?
Well, first of all, this is a yield-based report. We actually had a revision of 2.1 bushels per acre for corn lower. That put the ending stocks about 134 million bushels below what the analysts were expecting. That deviation caused this price jump here early on in the morning. Within 15 minutes of the report being released, we traded up to 469 1/4. By mid-morning, we gave a little bit of that back, but for the rest of the day, we started trading higher here.
Yeah, you know, what's kind of your take on the action here moving forward, Cody? We did see a surprise in terms of yield, you know, and ultimately it resulted in an ending stock surprise as well. Is this a game changer looking out here over the next couple months?
Well, just take a look at the daily chart. If you look at the daily chart, you're going to see a clear trend. This is a bearish trend. We're in a bearish market. I think that this is enough of a surprise that this could give us a little bit of a rally in a bear market. What does that mean for the producer? I think you need to use this as an opportunity to catch up on any of those new crop sales that you haven't made yet, possibly lock in some of that, the prices, get some of that price risk off the table. But I think it wouldn't be surprised if we get a little bit of a follow through here in the days to come.
Yeah, certainly. You know, looking at the numbers that we got out from soybeans, really quite similar in terms of the revisions that the USDA made. As we know, the USDA has been resurveying soybean acres here during the month of July. So there's a lot of spotlight on the acreage number. We saw a slight revision there, lowered by 500,000 acres. But really the big thing that was affecting the balance sheet was the bushels per acre expectation. We saw that lowered by 1.9 bushels per acre. That resulted in an 165 million bushel reduction to expected production. We did see a little bit of revisions on the demand side, not really big there though. We saw crushings down a bit, export expectations down a bit, but bottom line, everyone's looking at ending stocks, and if we look at what the USDA projected today, we saw them revise ending stocks lower by 75 million bushels, all the way down to 220 million bushels. If we keep in mind about analyst expectations, the trade was only expecting the USDA to revise that number lower by 30 million bushels. They went out on a limb here, lowered it 75 million bushels. That's about 25% of projected ending stock. So certainly a very big revision there, and accordingly we see soybeans trade up 43 cents.
So we're up 43 cents today. Do you think there's an opportunity? I mean, is this a fundamental enough revision that the USDA put out today that this will change the direction of the market?
You know, I don't really think so, Cody. I don't think this is going to be the start of a big bull market here. I would definitely not put any bets on that. But what I do think it does is stop the bleeding in a soybean market that has really come under fire here over the last several weeks. Take a look here at a daily candlestick chart of that November contract. You can see here that we've sold off quite rapidly, but I wouldn't be surprised if this was the start of kind of a sideways trade, and I think that for two reasons really. Today's revision by ending stocks, I feel, is material today. We saw a 25% revision there, much larger than what the trade was expecting. And we know that soybeans right now already has exceptionally tight ending stocks on the old crop. So people are going to be kind of leery of that here for the new crop. Additionally, we have a frost freeze concern that's going to be entering this market here over the next couple of weeks. I think that's going to work to add a premium into the soybean market in particular. So I guess here, I wouldn't be surprised if we traded sideways really till kind of the middle of September. And I think that with that in mind, soybeans is going to be an area of a little bit of respective strength, I guess, when compared to corn.
Yeah, and I would agree 100% as well. You know, we had wheat pretty much a sleepy trade here today, only trading up 1.5. What happened over there? Any big changes?
Yeah, you know, looking at the new crop, not really, Cody. We did see the USDA raise expectations for export sales, 25 million bushels for new crop wheat. That carried directly into the ending stocks number. That was lowered 25 million bushels. The trade was expecting on average, I think, for the USDA to lower their ending stock number 3 million bushels. So certainly lower than what the trade was expecting, but clearly not a lot to really put a bid in the wheat market, up only $0.015. I think not really a big game changer in terms of wheat as we saw today.
So there you have it, folks. Guys, corn, possibly a dead cat bounce here. Yeah. Soybeans, perhaps the beginning of a sideways market as we move into more of a weather premium when we consider the frost freeze set. And wheat here, really no big game changer. Most likely continue bleeding here. Guys, thanks a lot for tuning in. Remember, you can follow us on Twitter. You can follow us on Facebook. Give us a call at 877-472-4607. Thanks a lot for tuning in. We'll see you here tomorrow.